Hi, and welcome to the guitar players of the Frank Wakefield Band video. Today we're going to try and show you some of the techniques used in playing Frank's material and how you back up the different instruments in the band. First, let's talk about how I have my guitar set up. I play a Martin D28, and I looked for a guitar that had a punchy, loud bass sound, but still clear, not too muddy on the low end. I don't play a lot on the high strings, and you have to imagine what the guitar will sound like after you have the high action set. I had the bridge modified on this guitar and raised up considerably. It's almost a quarter of an inch of action, very high, and that required a replacement of the factory bridge with bone. That's how I get the loud sound, but I can still play with a light touch. Now I'll talk about my right hand. Most of the right hand techniques that I use I learned from Frank Wakefield. That's how you can attain that kind of speed. I use a standard nylon pick. It's a Dunlop 1mm. You can get them anywhere. I play with the rounded side of the pick, not the pointy side. You get a better sound this way, and you can play smoother without as much effort. This is how I hold the pick so that I can use the rounded side. You want a fairly stiff hand but relaxed, and most of your motion is coming from the wrist. Your wrist doesn't really move, your arm doesn't move up and down. It's all just right hand short motion with the wrist. And that is how I get the sound that I'm looking for from the bass strings. You can either rest your palm on the bridge or keep it up. I tend to keep it up in the air because I have more mobility and I don't slow down on those fast songs. Some people plant their fingers, and that's okay for flat picking. For backup, I don't like to plant my fingers, again, because it's hard to stay in time with those really fast songs. You want to move the pick parallel to the strings with a small motion, digging in a little bit, occasionally for a little extra tone. You hold your right hand very stiff. You keep your wrist relaxed, but when you hit the string, your fingers don't give. It's like a very small hit with a hammer. That'll help keep you in time as well as give you a good tone. I mostly emphasize the bass strings on the guitar because that's what cuts through the band. The high strings just add noise when you're strumming really loud, so you want to play the bass strings so that they stand out. Play bass runs a lot, and we'll show you that in the tunes. And strum much lighter on the high strings. For bass runs, usually I use up and down strokes, strictly alternating one from the other. I learned this from Frank Wakefield's mandolin playing, and it works well for me on guitar. It allows you to play fast, in time, and emphasize the rhythm notes. Sometimes, to get a certain sound, I might play all downstrokes. straight downstrokes in a bass run lets you practice having a stiff right hand. This way, you don't give, only the string gives. Notice how the pick lands on the string next to it. Notice how the pick lands on the next string. And my hand doesn't give at all. The string has to bend its way out of the way. You really dig the pick into the string, and that digging creates a slight delay, delivers the note slightly later. You use a much lighter attack on the high strings when you strum in between the bass notes. Using a heavy attack and getting a really loud sound on the bass strings, and at the same time using a very light attack on the high strings, gives you a good guitar sound in the middle of the band. I use lots of hammer-ons and bass runs playing with Frank. Those are the clues the rest of the rhythm section needs in order to stay in time, especially at really fast tempos.